Hey everybody, Emma here, also known as 8vinyllow, bringing all of you another video. Today's video is going to be another long overdue vinyl haul video. A few weeks ago, I posted my New Orleans, Chicago, Nashville vinyl haul video, which goes all the way back to July of last year. So I've definitely been behind on videos, but I'm hoping to catch up here in terms of just my vinyl collection and vinyl update in this video. I have records that go all the way back to August that I do not think that I've shared on the channel, and are as recent as Christmas. So that's kind of the span of time that I'm going to be showcasing. I don't have a lot of records. I haven't necessarily been buying a lot. I've just been super busy, focused on a few other things, but still have a nice little healthy stack here. I'll share with you just kind of what I've been into recently, as well as what I've been listening to, and so on. So we're going to kick off with the first album here. Again, I picked this up all the way back in August, and this is a Gem Records release. This is Gem Records celebrates Ray Davies. And I've talked about Gem Records a handful of times on this channel before, but obviously the big draw for me is a band called the Midnight Callers. They're one of my favorite kind of modern, newer bands out there. They have a new album out that I did a video on that I really, really enjoyed. Definitely one of my favorite albums of 2023. But they've been doing these kind of celebrates different artists. They did John Lennon, Pete Townsend, Brian Wilson, and then more recently they put out this kind of tribute to Ray Davies. This is on limited edition, and I love this cherry cola vinyl. You gotta love the little nods there. As you can see here, that kind of very opaque red, really nice colored vinyl. It has performances from other major Gem artists, like the Weaklings, the Gripweeds, the Anderson Council, so on, so forth, and of course my big draw being the Midnight Callers. They do, I believe, a couple of songs on here. They do the opening track off of this album, which is called Come Dancing, and they also, I thought they did another one on here. I guess they only did that one, but they do Come Dancing. Obviously, it is an awesome cover of that classic Ray Davies song, but there's other songs on here, again, from other great Gem artists. Obviously, they do Lola, they do Till the End of the Day, the Village Green Preservation Society, Picture Book, and so on. So if you're a huge fan of Ray Davies and or the Midnight Callers and so on, and you haven't picked up this album yet, this is kind of a fun little addition to the collection, so I definitely recommend grabbing it. I also picked up back in August an album from 2002. Bert Jan. You guys know that I am a huge Bert Jan fan, one of my favorite artists, guitarists of all time, and I would definitely consider myself a completist as much as I can be in terms of collecting his music. I still have a long way to go, but I've slowly but surely been trying to kind of make my way through picking up his collection. But this is a reissue of Edge of a Dream, again from 2002, for standalone LP release of this on gold vinyl. This was put out by Earth Records and Earth Records and Earth Recordings. They have been reissuing and putting out a lot of different Bert Jan releases over the last 5, 6, 7 years, probably even more. But they've been doing a phenomenal job kind of preserving his collection, especially with these releases that never really got released on vinyl. So they've been doing that. But this is a great later Bert Jan release. I've really been into listening a lot of his later stuff. Crimson Moon is one of my favorite albums from him, and it came out, way later in his career. Then obviously you have the classics that came out very early in his career. So it just kind of depends, and then you got the ones in the middle. But his later releases, I really do truly love. This is no exception to that. This is a great album. But it says is one of the influential guitarist's last studio albums, and remains that period's most overlooked beauty, it says here. So some of the reviews they have. But definitely need to pick up a few of his other things. I know that a handful of releases have come out on Record Store Day UK, Black Fridays and so on, just the regular day. So, but they haven't really been released here in the US. So, and then overseas shipping and all that fun stuff kind of makes it a little more difficult to grab. But I did grab this one. There's a handful of other ones that I still need to get, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more coming out. I still need to get the BBC box set that came out last year, so hopefully I'll end up picking that up. But another great addition to the collection. We're gonna go all the way back to October now, and this was mentioned over on Mariken's channel at Mariken's Music, but her and her husband Jared came into Illinois to visit, and we ended up going over to Riverbend Records to go visit our good friend Billy and Brandon, and just kind of catch up and do some record digging there. So this is the little stack that I got from Riverbend Records, again back in October. The first album was gifted to me from Mariken. This is an album from 1971, two of the greats in the music world. This is Dave Mason and Cass Elliot. I know that Mariken is a huge Cass Elliot fan. She talks about her a lot on her channel. And then I'm a huge Dave Mason fan. So this was a great kind of surprise that she kind of put in my hand. She was hiding this in her stack at Riverbend, and then she gave this to me. So I'm very happy to have this in the collection. Again, 1971, doesn't get better than these two. So really fun little album. Also picked up a classic compilation. I think this was like $4 or something like that, but it's in beautiful condition. This is it's not $1. This is the Hollies Greatest Hits. I love the Hollies. I don't own a lot of their studio albums, but I do like listening to their music. I have a couple of their studio albums that I really, really love, but I don't see myself necessarily collecting all of the other ones. So I figured this is a great way to get some of my favorites. I love Bus Stop. I love Stop, Stop, Stop. I Can't Let Go. Just a fantastic compilation to have in the collection. So couldn't pass this up. It was like near mint, and just a wonderful compilation in general. The next one makes the nerd in me feel all fuzzy wuzzy. 1980, this is the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack. Also grabbed this from Riverbend. Very nice copy, and it does indeed, for my other nerds out there, have the booklet still intact here. So fun addition to the collection. You guys know how I feel about Illinois music, and I have been on a huge kick with this band recently, especially after seeing them live, which I'll talk more about in another video here in a bit. But I did add a couple of REO Speedwagon's albums to the collection. The first one that I picked up, this is from 1973, an old classic, again in beautiful condition, from Riverbend, Riding the Storm Out, with, of course, the song Riding the Storm Out, and a couple of other gems on here. Son of a Poor Man, I think, is on here as well. Let me see here. Yeah, so Son of a Poor Man's on here. The great Gary Richrath, you can't go wrong, from here in Peoria, Illinois. Great band, and excited to at least start kind of building up this collection, especially for my Chicago music scene and Illinois music scene section of my collection. You gotta grab some REO. So got this. Also grabbed a later 80s release from REO. This is Good Trouble. Great album. It has Good Trouble obviously on there, The Key, Back in My Heart Again, and Keep the Fire Burning. That's the song I was singing. Kicks off with Keep the Fire Burning right there off the bat. So added this. The last album that I picked up from Riverbend was my personal favorite grab of that day. This is an album that I've wanted for a very long time, but I could never find a copy that to me was worth it. It was either kind of beat up, or the reissues were difficult to find for me, or maybe I just didn't look hard enough. But nonetheless, I finally have this in the collection. This is the reissue, beautiful copy of Rory Gallagher's Irish Tour 74. Another one of my favorite guitarists of all time. This is a must-own, must-have live album for any collection. So if you don't have this, definitely get it. Okay, the final few albums are from November and December. I have been on a Frank Zappa kick over the last handful of months, and I finally added this gem to the collection. They restocked it. This is Joe's Garage, Acts 1, 2, and 3. Really, really dig this song, Token of My Extremes from this. But yeah, this originally came out in 1979. This is a reissue. I got a great price on this. It was only like $30 or something like that, so I'll go this way too. Here you go. There we go. But you can't beat it for 3 LP. Really fun album by Frank Zappa. I also picked up for Christmas time, this is a Target exclusive on green colored vinyl. This is the original television score of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So I don't own a lot of Christmas albums. I don't really have a lot of time to listen to them during the month of December and around Christmas because I'm traveling and going all over the place. But I saw this at Target and I just couldn't pass it up. I'm a huge fan of the Grinch, whether it be the live action, the original TV, or even the newer kind of cartoon animated version. I just love the story, so had to add this to the collection. The last album was a Christmas gift from my sister. She got me another Essential Live album, especially for my progressive rock fans out there and my Rush fans. This is Exit, Stage Left. This is the DMM version on 180 gram vinyl. Again, another just great live album. So those are my pickups. Again, kind of going all the way back to August into December and everywhere else in between. So for the most part, in terms of my collection, everything should now be up to date in terms of kind of what I've showcased on here. But I do have a lot of fun concert stories and just music stories and a music chat video that I want to do here on this channel in a little bit. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you're a huge Cheap Trick fan watching this, I think you're going to dig some of those stories and just music in general. It's not just Cheap Trick, I got a bunch of other things. So if you're a Kiss fan, REO Speedwagon fan, Winger fan, definitely stick around for that video. But that's all I have for this video. I hope that all of you are doing well, and I will see you all for my next video. Bye guys.